The fear, a lot of times, I do feel, come from you're particular about how you perceive. Maybe you wear glasses. Maybe you got a big forehead. There's things that you're like, oh, I'm gonna second guess this because I fear being judged, being criticized for this. And I'm here to tell you, it's just gonna happen. If you want to make a change, you gotta be seen, you gotta be heard.
Making it with or without all your help, all your support, bet on myself. I'd rather have it, but if not, oh well. Bet on myself, bet on myself. Making it with or without all your help, all your support, bet on myself. I'd rather have it, but if not, oh well. Bet on myself, bet on myself.
And we are back. This is JWandoe, host of the Doe Spot, DADOE SPOT. And I make sure I spell it out because of how I want it to be portrayed. The Doe Spot. It's not the Doe, DOUGH. I think that's how the caption spells it. Doe Spot. JWandoe. This is my spot. This is the spot. This is the spot. From a colloquialism. Did I use that right? Perspective, yeah, the Doe Spot is what it is. I feel like a John Doe out here sometimes, really. And I wanted to speak on that. I wanted to speak about identity. Identity, but also how fear shapes us. Where we feel trapped in our identity, whatever that may be. Our character. The fear. The fear of what the internet can actually do or be for you. I've spent upwards to 20 years since 2006 as a stakeholder, as if you will, on the internet. Started with Facebook 2006. I included myself, right? I said, you know what? I'm going to start an account. And from there, I was a part of the internet. I think before that, I think I got on MySpace maybe like a week later or something. But it was never a part of my life. I was in the military. I just joined the U.S. Air Force. Salute to my veterans and to my active duty and my reservists, guardsmen, Navy, Army, anybody who served at any capacity. Salute to you, my vets. Love y'all. Love those who passed, who've gone on and made the ultimate sacrifice. You know, I always represent, didn't retire, served from '06 to 2018. Those are active duty and reserve time. And yeah, but again, talk about that later too. Fear of the internet. This is a healthy fear you should have, particularly when it becomes where you have to be aware of who you're talking about, who you're talking to, the things that you comment on. And I think a lot of us run away from it. Of course, there's hundreds of thousands, even millions of accounts and different people that we look to, that we go to when we want to laugh, go to when we want to learn, go to when we want to just look at someone, whether that be their bodies, how they eat, how they drink something, how they teach people. We have our go tos. For some people, the internet is YouTube. That's what you consider the internet. Your social media preferences are different. Maybe you choose Instagram over Facebook. Maybe you're a TikTok person, whatever that may be. I feel like you should have a healthy fear of that, mainly because once it's out there, once it's uploaded, you don't know who has this information. Even right now, as I'm recording with you, I don't know where this is going as far as the reach. I would love, I really would love if my close people, people that I know, I met along the way, people that have their own channels, would at least like present it in a way like, hey, this is my homie, this is a person I know, and he is has a podcast. I don't like the podcaster title. I really don't. But again, even though I don't want it, I don't like it, that don't mean that people not going to view me as that way, and I can't do nothing about it. The fear, a lot of times, I do feel, come from you're particular about how you perceive. I don't know. Maybe you wear glasses. Maybe you got a big forehead. Huge, right? Maybe you don't like your hair, your tone, your skin tone, your voice. And there's things that you're like, oh, I'm going to second guess this because I fear being judged, being criticized for this. And I'm here to tell you it's just going to happen. If you want to make a change, you got to be seen, you got to be heard. Yes, you can make it very far just doing like voiceovers and making a name for yourself in that way. But whatever your material is, for the most part, the way people operate, the average person watching your stuff is not sitting behind a camera. They're sitting on the toilet. They are, you know, in the middle of something. So whatever you show up as, and however you show up in that moment matters. What I'm trying to get to and who I'm trying to catch and capture are the people like me who don't mind sitting there for 15, 20, 30, 50 minutes to an hour or even longer if that person is leading them in the way. And I will tell you this now, any of these solo videos, I'm not going over 20 minutes. Why? For one, for the most part, I write my ideas down, but I don't have a script. And if I get off script, off topic, I'm gonna lose y'all. I probably already lost someone, and it's okay. But I'm just telling you, I'm gonna lose you because I'm gonna be lost and I'm gonna be scrambling around. And that's just me being honest. I have to be honest with myself. If I want this to work, I have to be honest. I have to come from a place of me, my brain, how I think. Sure, I can use other people as influences. Sure, I can use other people's stage presence, but how long will that last? How long before I get caught up in what did they say? How did they say this? And I can't find my own identity. That's something I couldn't live with. I would say this. I did start or attempted to start a podcast before with some relatives, and it just got lost in translation because I think, or mainly because we were distant, and it's called the Distant Cousins Podcast. So that didn't help. Our time zones were off. And honestly, we were just really going through things, which is why a lot of this that I'm doing now is taking so long. I was going through a lot: grief, job loss, job loss. I get on people about their grammar all the time. Um, I spoke about this last video, finishing school, and I take advantage of my benefits, right? I spoke about being a veteran, and I know many people don't. I'm trying to max this thing out, man. Even now, showing you, glasses. I wear glasses, not by choice. I'm a bit older in terms of how the internet looks to me. For me, I don't need the internet. I don't have to have a YouTube channel or a platform to do and be who I'm going to be anyway. It just helps. It just really helps to maximize your audience, to really push what you want to do in terms of what people can come back to. You can revisit YouTube anytime. Love it. Love that. Love that for us, for sure. Back to this fear thing. Oh my goodness. How many times have I heard that I don't have enough followers? I'm not getting enough attention in this area. And you start to pull back, right? I can't speak on behalf of anybody else, but pulling back because people aren't responding to you is likely why they're not responding to you. People can smell blood in the water like sharks. They can tell when you're likely not like gonna be here long, right? And I'm saying this again from audience perspective, from a fan perspective. And now Kendrick got us. We can't even say fan. Thanks, Kendrick Lamar. Thank you. I'm a fan of people's work. I'll just say that. Fan of people, not all the time. Sometimes I can like someone's content and not really care for them because there are other things that they do or I know about them that I'm like, and I'll say this too, the internet can catch you up because you were somebody else before you got here. Man, you were who you were before you got here. Like you were that person that displayed a certain character before we knew you as this character. And you can't always change people's mind to who you are now. You can give glory and praises all day long. You can show up as one person or another all you want to until you break away from that fear of what are they going to think about me, which I'm in that space now where I'm like, honestly, and I want y'all out there too, man. I want y'all to understand like this has been a journey to get here, but honestly, you just got to put it out. And whoever likes it is just that's for them to decide. You should like your stuff. I mean, not me, not always like how it turns out, but you should like what you are, who you are. Love yourself. Love that you taking the time out. Who cares what the analytics say, right? To a certain point. Now, maybe it maybe become a point where some of you too, like y'all right watching this, and you may have already passed that point. Like I've reached my numbers, I hit my goals, and now I'm just putting stuff out, and I don't want to do that, right? So I'm just kind of over explaining that, but it should be again that fear of the internet. A lot of times we have to know where it's rooted in. What is rooted in? What comments did you see that scared you? Man, if they said that about me, oh, I'll I'll snap back, clap back at them. They said this about me. I'm not sure if I would ever be ready to go back. You're not gonna be perfect in any way. I don't care how fly your intro song is, how many graphics you have, stuff flying in and out, your transitions is really telling about who you are if that's something that's holding you back. I say that to myself, like Jay, you have been such a gem to people. People have told you, I love what you're doing. It's great. Keep it going. But I had to tell myself, like, hold on, I'm not ready for that. I've learned what success looks like. I know what attention feels like. For me, at one point, getting attention was just the thing. It's the thing to do. Wanted people around me. The origin of the Doe Spot. Wow, 2013 actually, when I used to have different house parties when I was living in Georgia. 229. Shout out to y'all. And would have people over, and that was the thing for me. Like my little crew of between 4 and 40 people. Sometimes would be at the house, and we'd just be kicking it. Really started because I didn't want people going out to the club that one of them situations where you at the club all the time, like bro, you taking a risk. And again, I would tell myself that, but I'm like, well, I got everything I need at the house. I got my drink and my people, my women, whoever I wanted around me. I could make a call or text and have the people I want around. So again, that's where, and back then I didn't really fear anything. But it's funny, you get older and you start fearing things, invisible things. You think about the invisible enemies. They hating on me. They don't want to see me shine. They gatekeeping. They're keeping me down. I think that's what it is. I honestly don't. I feel that, your reach just may not be what you thought it was. It could be the wrong hashtags. I don't put hashtags in when I'm typing things up. It just goes, I guess my algorithm or whatever set me up to where I just go wherever I'm supposed to be. And that's, part of this guy's story, the Waldo. I could be in a crowd, I can be in a different city, but still feel at home. I still feel like I belong there. So I want to make that the internet my thing. So in closing, I know that was felt like one breath. If you're if you have a healthy fear of the internet, I think that's good. But I also think it's good that you grow from that because although it can be a scary place for you, once you find your people, once you find your rhythm, you really it's really that rhythm you have going. And this is not to say, oh, you got to post every day. I don't know how that works. I'm not posting every day. I'm not posting every day. I probably won't post every week, coming from like a standpoint until I can regain and rebuild my trust in people to do my interviews, because those are my bread and butter. It's really what I set the platform up to be. And then I can start talking about why I'm here more and more in depth. I could definitely sit here for 20, 30 minutes to tell you everything that happened from the time I was born all the way up, single parent home, born to teenagers, living in poverty. And those things will probably be relatable to a lot of people. However, I want to kind of talk about my now at the moment, where I'm at, and then we can get back there. We can get back to it. So in the meantime, we're gonna touch on some more topics later, but don't fear the internet. Don't don't think that much into it, y'all. It's it's really just it's like going to school all over again. You walk into your classroom, people don't know you, but y'all all there for the same purpose. Whether it's the degree, to learn something, to come out of there with something to fulfill your requirements. Even as a viewer, you're just on the internet just to fulfill whatever requirements you have. Get you through the week, get you through the doctor's appointment that you're in. I don't know. Some people need distractions. I was like that too. Sometimes at the wrong time, but I needed distractions, healthy distractions, unhealthy distractions. I needed those. Keep your head up, y'all. Like it's a time to be positive. We got people losing their jobs. We got people losing families. Some losing their lives to the internet, in terms of you're making decisions based off something you've seen. And that's just not cool. You're making decisions based on what life you think others are living. I would hate someone to lose their life watching a life that I've lived over time that may involve travel, that may have involved purchasing things, but you just don't know. You just don't know the impulse buys. You don't know the recovery time. You don't know the toll it can take on you trying to be like someone else. And it starts from fear. Maybe you fear that you're just not going to be popular. Maybe you fear that you're just not going to be heard the same way. So if you're in that space and you feel that these past 15, 20 minutes is a place for you, tap in with me. It could be just leaving a comment. I would love to see the followers build and grow over time. But I to be honest with you, I like a small group. I like a small room. I think that's cool. I think it's cooler. I think it's more intimate. Signing off, logging off. It's jwandoe. Don't forget the name. Follow my Instagram. Follow my, if you want to inquire, you want to become a guest on the show, telling you you're going to get a different personality from me. Some of my older or past interviews, I feel like I kind of held back a lot. No, I have held back. So I'm going to just give you more of me. If you're cool with that, come along. Let's do this together. Peace and love. Till next time.
I've been the one you ignored, the one who in public you claim to support, but you never supported before. I more so just value organic support, but thank you for all your support. I'm never gonna give up on all of my dreams. I'm betting on myself for sure.